Kick your enemy in the face. No mercy.
When the YouTube originals dropped the Cobra Kai series, the Karate Kid's fans went crazy. Many, however, thought that Cobra Kai would either be a complete replication of Karate Kid or would disappoint the audience. But the tables turned, and we saw that ratings topped the charts and Cobra Kai became the new, loved TV show in town. The fan following increased to such levels that soon Netflix bought the show and aired it. Cobra Kai became the continuation of the Karate Kid film, yet the show holds a sense of individuality, allowing viewers to have a different experience from the Karate Kid when watching the Cobra Kai series. So, if you loved these shows, then stick around and let's take a look at all the differences between Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. 1. Karate Kid, but with a twist. While we might have spotted a lot of similarities between the show and the movie, we might also have seen a different angle utilized to explain and showcase the same karate-based movie. The teaching techniques, especially those taught by Daniel, are similar to Mr. Miyagi's techniques, but Jonny Lawrence, who learned from Kreese, made sure to try to teach his students karate in a separate way. Now, these ways were inspired by some of Mr. Miyagi's teachings, like asking Miguel to clean the dojo, but the ways were quite different from Kreese's lessons, which encouraged illegal fighting. Moreover, the comic relief is not vividly present in the Karate Kid movies. Why? Because even though it was for entertainment purposes, it was martial arts as its main focus. Unlike Cobra Kai, which utilized the comic relief to add new flavors to the same story. We saw Daniel Larusso replicating Mr. Miyagi's teachings and trying to delegate them to Robbie, but the audience could see there were many scenes where Daniel was still shown as someone with little knowledge and power of karate. This could be because both the boys later shifted from karate and went ahead with their own respective lives, like Jonny, who became a jobless adult, whereas Daniel started his own business. Daniel's limited power over martial arts can be seen when Robbie got injured in a fight against Miguel, and Daniel tried to heal his injuries by rubbing his hands together, just like Mr. Miyagi did in order to heal Daniel's injury. But soon he realized he was not that competent, and the writers gave it a comic undertone as he instead called for medical aid. 2. Jonny's perspective. Cobra Kai's scenes began with Jonny struggling through his miserable life. We saw Jonny losing his job, and on the other hand, witnessing Daniel, his rival's success. All these things often led Jonny to having the same road rage that we saw in the Karate Kid films. Jonny was shown as someone coming from a privileged background in the films, but we just saw him being the bully. The dominating and mean personality lingered onto the Cobra Kai series as well, but the viewers got answers to a lot of questions. The makers of Cobra Kai made sure to untangle all the mysteries kept in the Karate Kid films. We as viewers saw more from Jonny's perspective. In the Karate Kid films, we saw that Jonny loved his mother, but loathed his stepdad because he was abusive. We never saw Jonny's reaction to his stepdad until the Cobra Kai series. In the very first episode, Jonny's stepdad came to his tiny apartment and nonchalantly passed derogatory remarks about Jonny's mother. Moreover, he offered Jonny financial help as well. At this, Jonny screamed at him and asked him to leave the apartment. In addition to this, the audience also saw old clippings from the Karate Kid film that never became a part of the original movie. In the scenes, we were given answers to the present rivalry between Daniel and Jonny. Some of us, who were slightly confused as to why a single kick would ruin Jonny's life, got answers. Many scenes related to their after-fight humiliation that Jonny had to go through made it evident that Jonny was in fact spewing anger due to those instances. His master, Kreese, also made humiliating comments to Jonny, which we saw in the Cobra Kai series, as Jonny was looking at things in retrospect. 3. The after-fight lives. In the Cobra Kai series, which was based 34 years after the last fight that took place between Daniel and Jonny, we saw their after-fight lives. Jonny was married and had a kid who was a teenager now named Robbie. However, due to differences with his wife, he left them both and he lived alone in a small apartment. Jonny was barely making ends meet, as in one of the scenes we saw him buying his dinner from a local shop. He soon became jobless and we saw him under extreme financial constraints. On the contrary, Daniel Larusso was now a successful businessman. He was the owner of Larusso Auto and had his billboards all over town. Daniel was also married and had 2 kids. A man who was succeeding in life was also facing problems with raising his kids, who were now becoming spoiled rather than hardworking children as he was in his teens. Thus, we saw Daniel facing insecurities and dilemmas in the Cobra Kai series. To overcome their insecurities and to avenge the old rivalry, both took students under their training and taught them martial arts. Rather than turning over a new leaf, we saw both of them coming back to the karate they left 34 years ago. 4. High school drama. Karate Kid dealt with several problems faced by the teenagers of that time, like bullying, but Cobra Kai came up with new problems and addressed them beautifully. Miguel was seen being bullied by Kyler and his friends, and he then came to Jonny in order to learn self-defense. In one of these scenes, the the two socially awkward, friendless teenagers were sitting on a table and Miguel sat with them. They then told him about the mean girls at the school and how they were rich brats. It was shown that high school is a very competitive place, and Miguel, who wished to date Samantha, was told not to, as she too was part of the rich girls group. On top of that, Kyler wanted to initiate a relationship with Samantha, thus making it impossible for Miguel to think about it. Similarly, Samantha went through a dilemma as well. We saw snippets of her training with her dad when she was young, but then as she was growing up, she was losing the quality time she used to spend with her father while learning martial arts. This was because she had now joined the rich girls group, which meant that Samantha had to keep up with their lifestyle. In one of the scenes, we saw Samantha going behind her parents' backs and throwing a party at her place. This disappointed her father, Daniel, who was already concerned about his younger son, as the little one was addicted to online gaming and thus was becoming extremely spoiled. Moreover, Samantha had also felt guilty hanging out with her old friend, as she was a nerd according to her, thus hanging out with her would make her uncool. All these newer issues were not addressed in the Karate Kid franchise, whereas in the Cobra Kai series, we see these new age problems being faced by the kids. 5. Girl power. The Karate Kid fans cannot forget how beautiful Allie was. That was the reason why both Daniel and Jonny wanted to date her. It was the highlight of the movie. However, in Cobra Kai, we not only see girls looking pretty, but also find them learning martial arts. This shows the series evolving with time. We saw Samantha learning karate from her father, and later Tori, being her villainous self, busting out great karate moves. This shows that now women are too a part of the art, with this series also motivating women to come forward and learning self-defense. 6. Why did the breakup happen? As far as we know, Allie and Jonny were dating each other at one point in time. However, something happened and both parted ways. All of this was part of the Karate Kid film. We were never told the reason this might have happened. As the creators went ahead to shoot an upgraded version of the Karate Kid, they tried to solve a few mysteries, one of which was the reason behind Jonny and Allie's breakup. Well, in a scene from Cobra Kai where Jonny was having a drink with his old friends, we heard him talk about the breakup. He narrated it in a rather somber tone. He said that one night he was hanging out with his boys and forgot it was Allie's birthday. This led to them having a huge fight, causing the breakup. Hence, the answer to the old question might have satisfied a lot of Karate Kid lovers. In addition to Daniel and Johnny's love interest, Allie, another answer was given to us from the Cobra Kai plot regarding Allie's future. On one occasion at the end of Cobra Kai's first season, Daniel told Jonny that Allie was now in fact married and had pursued a doctorate. On being asked about Daniel and Allie's breakup, Daniel funnily replied that she left him for a football player, giving us an endnote on Allie, Daniel, and Johnny's love affair. While the Cobra Kai series has made a mark with its amazing fighting sequences and a new cast, we have seen that the show has not only done justice to the Karate Kid franchise, but has also made itself famous for its individuality. The two plots are tightly knitted together, yet hold separate significance as well. The lives of the two rivals, Daniel and Jonny, even after 34 years, still seems relevant. The plot around the old problems has allowed the audience to find an old association. Yet the new dilemmas that have been added to the writing has made this series exciting enough for those who have not yet watched the Karate Kid films. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.